Hi, Rob Catterson from Racing Post Greyhound TV. What a year it's been for Irish Greyhound racing, and what a year it's been for Racing Post Greyhound TV. We showed more live events than ever before, from the opening at Lifford to a trip to Clonmel for the first time this year. And of course, we covered most of the classics. But I picked out my best three moments of the last 12 months, and they start with that first visit to Clonmel. Now, it came on the 25th of June. As we said, it was our first live visit to Clonmel. It was for the Produce Stakes final, a competition obviously steeped in history. And the two people responsible for the winner on that night were two favourites of the Greyhound game. Sheila Spillane, she was inducted into the Hall of Fame just months before that big night in Clonmel. And JJ Fennelly, well, he's obviously familiar to plenty of names around the country. But the one race that he always wanted to win was the Produce Stakes. Now, both Sheila and JJ teamed up with Burgess Supreme in this year's final. He had a good chance on what he'd done earlier in the competition. Most people gave him a chance because of his early speed. He showed blistering early speed when he made all in the first round. But he did go into that final as a 20-1 outsider. He took on the likes of Clonmel Trinity, who 2 months previously had won the Kirby. Graham Holland also had Clonmel Shadow. We had Hookham there with Our Mystery, and we also had Mendelssohn. But in the orange jacket in Trap 5, this was the night that Burgess Supreme did everything right. He trapped, he led, and he also managed to come home in front. And in doing that, he made Sheila Spillane and JJ Fennelly's dreams come true.
Clonmel Shadow, 2 Hookham, 3 Mendelssohn, 4 Our Mystery, 5 Burgess Supreme, Trap 6 Clonmel Trinity. And they're in racing there. 6 is slow to stride and up to first bend. 5 showing big pace. A Burgess Supreme true trying to control on the rails, and 5 goes around in front. That's Burgess Supreme, and it's gone on 6 lengths clear down the back stretch. 4 moving into second place. That's Our Mystery, but they have a mountain to climb to catch the one in front. That's Burgess Supreme. Now 4 making giant strides. Our Mystery has a deficit now to about 2 or 3 lengths. 5 is in front. Burgess Supreme, he needs the line badly, and Burgess Supreme wins. Very close between 2 and 5 in second. Winning time 28:52.
Okay, my second moment of 2023 came at Shelbourne Park on the 8th of July. It came in the Champion Stakes final. Now, as many know, the Champion Stakes final, it warms us up nicely each year for the Irish Greyhound Derby. This year, the Champion Stakes was a little bit earlier to give some of the top greyhounds a little bit of time to recuperate before heading into battle over those 6 rounds at Shelbourne Park. This year, though, the Champion Stakes final was as good a renewal as we've had. And the winner in the end, as most will remember, was Trinity Jr. Now, he was a greyhound who started off at Shelbourne Park. He won an unwritten race stakes the previous August. And later that year, he got to the Juvenile Derby final and also the final to St. Leger in Limerick. And earlier in 2023, he also managed to get to the final of the Easter Cup. Now, in all of those 3 major finals, he managed to hit the crossbar, so he was due a little bit of luck, as were the Cronins. Now, the Cronins need no introduction. They've won many a top race and a top competition in greyhound racing. But the previous 2 years, they'd been hitting the crossbar also in major finals. We all remember what happened to Kildare in the 2022 English Greyhound Derby final. And of course, the year before that, they were represented by All About Ted in Susie Sapphire's Irish Greyhound Derby final. So you could say both Trinity Jr. and the Cronins, well, they were looking for a little bit of payback. So that night, Trinity Jr. managed to make all in Trap 1 in the Champion Stakes final and give the Cronins their big payday. And a couple of months later, he proved there was no fluke, because he also managed to add the consolation final of the Irish Greyhound Derby 2.
The runners for the Boyle Sports Champion Stakes in 1, Trinity Jr., 2 Scaglietti, 3 Hawkfield Blue, 4 Boyle Sports Gift, 5 the other Kobe, and 6 is Drippy's Nice One. Here up behind Traps. And racing, good start by 5. The other Kobe cuts inwards but leads into the bend from 2 Scaglietti and 1 Trinity Jr. on the bend, and 1 Trinity Jr. forces his way through. Traffic there, 3 Hawkfield Blue and Scaglietti badly balked but up front, and it is Trinity Jr. from the other Kobe, a gap to 4 Boyle Sports Gift, but Trinity Jr. in pole position for Tim Slevin and Peter Cronin. 5 the other Kobe, 6 Drippy's Nice One running on, but off the final turn, and Trinity Jr. has won the Champion Stakes from 5 the other Kobe. It's tight for third.
And my most momentous moment of 2023 also came at Shelbourne Park. Now, it came on the 6th of May, and it came over the 600 yards at Shelbourne, who, according to many, is the best test of a greyhound there is out there. Now, heading into 2023, there had been a few talking dogs in Irish greyhound racing, one which included the White Flash Ballinbola Ed. He'd finished 2022 on a high with a couple of scintillating runs at Irish headquarters, including over the 575 on the Winter Festival night. But 2022 for Ballinbola Ed probably was a little bit of a disappointment because he just failed to hit the heights expected in both the Irish Greyhound Derby and the Irish Ledger down in Limerick. So many had huge thoughts and huge expectations for him over 2023. Heading into that Racing Post Greyhound TV 600 final, he was the Greyhound to beat. He'd won the previous 2 rounds in easy fashion, and he couldn't be beat. Bookmakers on track had sent him off the 1-3 favourite. It looked impossible for the White Flash to get turned over. But after 5 strides, he looked in big trouble after fluffing his lines. But this was the night. Not only did we see the real Ballinbola Ed, but we saw a different Ballinbola Ed. But because by the time he got to the first bend, he was pretty much in front. Off the second bend, though, he took the hefty bump. Plenty of excuses for him to throw in the towel. But he did the opposite. He hit the front, and he would never be headed, and he would manage that night to bag an overdue classic. That was the night he won his classic. That was the night he showed his real class. But that was the night also that Ballinbola Ed put all of those doubters to bed.
Here in motion for the final of the RPGTV Open 600 in 1 Disco Pants, 2 Stories Cash Out, 3 McNeil, 4 Milridge Bryce, 5 Ballinbola Ed, and 6 is all for the best. Here up behind traps. Racing, good start by 4 in the middle. Milridge Bryce, Ballinbola Ed missed the kick. Disco Pants goes up well in second spot, but it's Milridge Bryce at a huge price. But here comes Ballinbola Ed, takes a bump on the bend, and Milridge Bryce in front now. 5 Ballinbola Ed showing pace to challenge. It's Ballinbola Ed from 4. Milridge Bryce, then comes 1 Disco Pants, but Ed leads on the third bend. He's now in front by a length and a half, but Milridge Bryce will come again. It's 5 Ballinbola Ed, Milridge Bryce at a huge price in second, but to the line. Ballinbola Ed did it the hard way, but he finally lands the big prize his talent so richly deserves. A massive run by Milridge Bryce in second. I think 3 McNeil was running on it, maybe tight for third, but Ballinbola Ed has done it, but he made us sweat. The winning time 32:49.
So they're my top 3 moments of 2023. No doubt there'll be plenty of different views, and no doubt you've got your favourites as well. But what a year it was, and 2024 promises to be even better. From everybody in Racing Post Greyhound TV, and indeed throughout the sport, we wish you a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next year.